Hello everybody, it's me, Code Trucker Looter, signing in for a new episode of the C Sharp Crash Course series. And in this chapter here, we are going to talk about logical operators. Now, this is the second final section, or the first final section of the chapter 3, which is all about making decisions and if statements. So the logical operators basically connect two or more relational operations into one or reversed logic of an expression. So here I'm going to show a tiny window of which are the logical operators. We have the AND operator, the OR operator, and the NOT operator. So first of all, the AND operator. The AND operator is known as logical AND operator. It takes two expressions as operands and creates an expression that is true only when both sub-expressions are true. Now let's create a small program that demonstrates the use of this operator. Okay, so let's go to your Visual Studio, create a project name called the AND operator. Okay, click next. You can do .NET. Well, we can still be in .NET 8, I believe. Let's go to create. Okay. Okay, now let me see here. View. Perfect. As you guys know, I was going to use the libraries. Now we're going to create a class called program. All right. So this, I forget something here, right? So this program demonstrates the use of the AND operator. Create two variables that demonstrates the danger zone. So we got here integer temperature, okay, and also integer minute. All right. Now, as the user for the temperature, console.writeLine. What is the temperature today? So temperature is equals to convert to integer 32. All right. Also console.readline parentheses and okay. Ask the user for the working hours. Console.writeLine. We also have for how long are you going to work outside? So minute convert, there you go. Thank you, IntelliSense. All right. Create the conditional between temperature and minutes. So we have here if temperature is less than 20, and minute is over 12, then console.writeLine. The temperature is in the danger zone. Okay. Else if. Remember else if temperature is greater than 20 and minute is less than 12. Gonna do console writeLine. The temperature is good to work until further notice. Okay, and then we have an else statement over here. Console.writeLine. The temperature, sorry, that's not the one. We have an else saying talk to your supervisor to coordinate a working plan. We save and then we compile. What's the temperature today? Let's say the temperature is 45 degrees. For how long are you going to work? Let's say 15 minutes. Talk to your supervisor to coordinate a working plan. I mean, it's 45 degrees. I'm not going to die, okay? But for example, we do know is 15 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? 15 degrees Fahrenheit is actually pretty cold. For how long are you going to work outside? How about 20 minutes? I had to do a job in 20 minutes. The temperature isn't the danger zone, so you can work, okay? So this is you know, this is how the AND operator works. You create two variables, okay, and you put a condition of if this is true and this is other true, then this happens. Okay, now we're going to do is going back to the drawing board and we create the OR operator. Okay, so the OR operator is known as a logical OR operator. Of course, it takes two expressions as operands and creates an expression that is true when either of the sub-expressions are true. Now, all what it takes for an OR expression to be true is for one of the sub-expressions to be true. So we're going to create an OR operator program. So let's go back to File. Let's create a new project, console C# OR operator, okay? The OR operator. Okay. So using system collections.generic, okay, class program static void main. Okay, so this program demonstrates the logical OR operator. All right, so constant for minimum income, const double mean income is equal to $35,000. Interest well for minimum years is equal to 5. Okay. We also have a double variable called income. It's called annual income, okay, and integer years. Years at the current job. So now let's get the annual income. Console.writeLine. What is your annual income? So now we go for income equals convert to integer. Console.readline. There we go. Perfect. And determine the user's loan qualification. The number. I skip a line, I guess. A few lines. Get the number of the years at the current job. Console.writeLine. How many years have you worked at your current job? All right. What I do here is determine the user's loan qualifications. We have if income or years console.writeLine you qualify, else console.writeLine you must earn at least where is it? Oh my gosh. Income or being employed more than years. Okay, let's save and let's run it. What is your annual income? So my annual income is gonna be how about 4,500? How many years have you worked at your current job? Let's say working there for 3 years. You qualify. Cool business. All right, this is how we do it. Let's do another demonstration if you like. For example, we do I don't know, like $34,000, right? Years have you worked here? Like 2 years. You must earn at least 35,000 or being employed more than 5 years. Okay. Cool. So now, last operator here that we need to discuss, it's the not operator. So the not operator here. The not operator performs a logical not operation. It takes an operand and reverses its truth or falsehood. In other words, if the expression is true, the not operator returns false, and if the expression is false, returns true. True. So let's go back to our project settings. Right here, not operator. Not operator. And this one is pretty simple. It's very simple. This is very simple. Okay. We do the usual thing. So now we have here determine a password and username entry. Okay, so we have a string input console dot write line. Oh, wait a minute. Console write line. My script is sorry about that. Enter name. So this doesn't have a password, I believe. I was thinking of my other programs. Okay, enter name, input equals console.read line. Okay, thank you. If not string is is null or white space. Input then we have console.writeLine invalid input else invalid input. Alrighty, this is very simple, right? It's very short. Let's say enter name. So for example, what if my name is Albert, right? Valid input. Okay, now let's see if we can do like, I don't know, Rapier 89, right? It's it's also a valid input. Well, would you look at that? What is not a valid input? String. Well, it's taking everything as a string literal, right? So if I do this, what is not a valid input? Like symbols or symbols not valid input? I think everything is a valid input, I guess. Oh, white space is true. So what if I do Joseph Bernard, and it's a valid input. Well, you guys can actually debug this one if you like to, but it shows basically the um, uh, not operand, very straightforward. Okay, like it's a very simple example for this operand. Okay, so we're 20 minutes. We have one more relational operation, guys. It's called the conditional operator. Okay, so the conditional operator. The conditional operator is powerful and unique. It provides a shorthand method of expression of expressing a simple if-else statement. The operator consists of a question mark and a colon. Okay, so let's go to our project manager. Go to a new project. C# conditional operator. Okay. Usual thing, system, using system.collection.generic. There we go. Class program, static void main. All right. So this program calculates a consultant's charges at $50 per hour for a minimum of 5 hours. The conditional operator adjusts hours to 5 if less than 5 hours were worked. Okay, we have the variables here. Const double pay rate equals to 50. Hourly pay rate. We have also const integer minimum hours. Okay, equals 5. Minimum billable hours. We have double hours and charges. Total hours worked and charges. Okay. Get the hours worked. Console.writeLine. How many hours were worked? Hours convert to integer 32. Determine the hours to charge for. Hours equals hours, minimum hours, hours, calculate and display the charges. So we have charges equal pay rate times hours. Console at right line. And the charges are, I'm gonna create a little function here for just for the sake of eligibility. Charges here. Let's save the program and conditional operator. How many hours were worked? Let's say we work for 8 hours, okay? Are 40,000, 400, or $400. Cool. And that's how it is, guys. This is a demonstration of how the conditional operator works. Okay? So I'm glad to announce that the next section will be the last section of the making decision chapters, okay? Which we're going to cover the switch statement. With that being said, the next chapter is going to be all about loops. The while loop, the do while loop, the for loop, all that all together in order to create a more comprehensible way of doing C#. With that also, we are going to go forward with functions and object-oriented programming. And when we cover that, we're able to go to Unity. So finally this year, we are going to do some Unity C# game development programming, okay? So thank you very much, guys, and see you next time. Bye-bye.